Oh,
Yeah, drugs and alcohol, because supposedly that's not part of, it's like purge. It's not part of society. They banned it.
yeah.
So they're basically following these high school kids.
And Vince Vaughn is funny in this movie.
He is funny. Yep.
And the kids, the high school, the Moreno,
Yeah.
the Blanquito with the eyebrow,
Yeah.
and the Spanish kid, because he's from the movie Booksmart with the long hair.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Movie was hilarious, and the singing sequence they had, everything about this movie had me cracking up.
That's the only thing I didn't like was singing sequence.
Oh no,
When they did the Broadway show, I forwarded.
Yo, they're talking about jerking off, doing drugs. This, I'm like, oh my god, how come nobody's ever?
That's when I was like, you gotta watch this high.
Yeah, I did,
because it just changed. But nah, it was a great. I wanted to watch it. I think it's a Hulu movie.
That's what it was.
Yeah, and I was like, I want to watch this shit. So I started watching on my own, and me and my girl, she just was there. She was kind of like, paying attention, and she started like laughing at certain parts. I was cracking up when it started.
The whole movie was hilarious for me. That was like one of the last new things that I watched besides Mulan. Oh, and the movie called The Owners is on the app also.
Yeah.
This girl from Game of Thrones in it, Arya. Mm-hmm. And it's like a British movie because they're like UK somewhere. I think London.
Yeah.
And they try to go rob this house. That's all I can say about the movie.
All right, I gotta watch it.
From beginning to end, you're like, what the fuck is going on?
I'll probably watch it tonight.
And you guys tell me what you think about that movie. But it was good. It's called The Owners. But that's like the only thing on Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
I don't know, we spoke about this last week. But Cobra Kai on Netflix, it was originally a show that started on YouTube when YouTube was starting their whole streaming
originals
thing.
Yeah.
But I guess they only wanted to do 2 seasons, so Netflix said, "Fuck it, we'll pick it up. We'll put the seasons in our thing," and then they already got a green light for season 3. And if you guys are a fan of the original Karate Kid movie, or even part 2 and 3, you're gonna get some flashbacks of the Karate Kid into these 2 seasons, and they're half-hour episodes, nothing major. 10 episodes and they go quick.
Yeah, man. I think I started watching it. I think I probably was when we did last week's episode. I just probably season 2. Like Al said, they're only like 25 minutes to 31 minutes or something. They're good. The way they wrote the show was good. The way they do the drawbacks to the back, I was like, holy shit! I don't remember this. Like certain things, they did it really good with Mr. Miyagi's dojo and all that shit. I'm like, that's dope. Like they tie it in really, really good, from the new to the past.
Yeah.
And then just I like also that it's kind of raw. I like that the bad guy, whatever's his name,
Johnny Lawrence.
He's like still, he's saying pussies and stuff. I like that part to it.
He's so 80s.
He's 80s, and I told Baron, I said, Baron, watch it. You're gonna like it. You're gonna like the music.
Yeah.
And Baron, ooh, and then Baron texts me like the thumbs up, like I'm 5 episodes in. So I'm like, you'll like it because the callbacks and then the 80s music. So it's a good series, man, to watch.
What I like about this is you're looking at it through Joey Lawrence's eye. The blonde kid from the Karate Kid, the first one. He was the bully in the movie, but it's making you think, how about if he wasn't the bully and Ralph Macchio was actually doing... Because all we think is him as the bully because of the movie. We don't say, oh, his side. And they give you a little bit of his background on why he became that and why he was in Cobra Kai, because the first sensei was the one that turned him into... I can't get too much into it.
You get a backstory. It's similar to what's that suicidal show on Netflix? 13 Reasons, right?
Oh, okay.
I don't know. It was one season that they started going deep into the main guy who did the bad things. I'm not gonna spoil it.
The blonde dude.
Yeah, the main.
Okay.
And then you start seeing like, nothing that justified, but you get to see his out, like how his family treated him, and maybe why he became. So that's what, like I'll say, they go to his part, and you get, I guess, the way that they did it perfect on this show. You build sympathy over him, because you're like, you know, he did this because of this, and now this, and he turned out this way because of that. He was never, but.
And it makes you think if Daniel now in the present time is a dick to him.
Yeah.
Because he thinks he got money.
It's, you know what I loved about this show? They did roles reversal so many times. Like, so many times, one is like this, but then it came back, and I'm like, oh, no, this now. I'm like, Daniel's not being bad. It's this motherfucker.
And they don't even, if they would have, from the beginning, communicated, they would have see that they were on the same page.
Yeah.
But they hate each other so much that they don't even want to talk.
Yeah, because there's so much alike.
Yeah.
So that's a crazy shit.
And this rivalry, because they kept it in that same universe, they hate each other for the past 36, 37 years.
Yeah.
So they were 16 when they first met, 17, to they're like 52, 53 now, and they still hate each other. And you see, like, goddamn, why? Like, let it go. But it shows you, once you've been bullied, it follows you all the way through your whole life.
Yeah.
And it makes you who you are. Like, I'm going to become this person or I'm going to become a better person? But then that better person becomes a dick. Like, the whole Cobra Kai thing was good. Like I was telling Lee before, I watched the first season when it was on YouTube. I didn't think it was going to... I thought it was just going to be one of those series that's just one season. I didn't even know they had a second season until I saw it on Netflix. And now... I can't wait till they do a third one, because we don't know what character's gonna get introduced, because they introduce you to like characters from the movie that come into the show, or they talk about that character and you be like, oh shit, whatever happened to that character?
Yeah.
So that's what I like about this show.
It's Peoples is a good show. It's not like, you know, I think I was telling my sister, it's not a karate show. There's a little bit of karate, but it's more than that. So it's a good show to watch. Like I said, it's only 20-something minutes. You watch the first few episodes. If you like it, you'll continue watching it. I know for me, I watched it in a few days. It was such a good show. So I guess those are some of the shows that I was watching. I'll get into some of the stuff that I'm watching right now. Something that I'm watching that I didn't get to finish yesterday. Me and my girl started watching it, but I started knocking out. But it looks like a good movie. Well, it's more like a documentary. It's called Class Action Park. So it's on HBO Max. It's pretty much based out on Action Park and how the person who made the Action Park and how the rides were, like the concepts of the rides were done.
I need to watch that.
And it's so stupid. Like, it's like me and Al saying, "Yo, let's do a water park." And that's the way the guy who did the Action Park rides, he did it.
Where'd you find the documentary?
HBO Max.
Oh, okay.
But you could probably find it in the app. Just type in Classic Action Park.
Yeah.
Or Class, because it's like Class Action, whatever, lawsuit. But me and my girl watched it. Was interesting, but I just ended up knocking out. I gotta finish watching that. But that, so far, like, that had me cracking up, because they got comedians kind of and different people like talking about their experience, and I'm like, yo, that's right. And I remember going, ow. And so I'm just like cracking up, because I'm like, yo, that is true. That they had this thing and all this stuff. So it's pretty comical and fucked up on how some of the stuff happened. So that's a good documentary to watch. Same thing like our Power Bug 2 I watched. Watched the last episode of Hard Knocks last night.
I gotta watch that.
It was decent. Hard Knocks this season was so. I don't know if it's because of COVID. But I prefer them having one team. The 2-team thing, it's a little bit weird for me. So I rather would have seen if it was the Chargers. For me, the Chargers were a little bit more exciting than the Rams. Interesting. Yeah, so the Chargers, but I started watching The Boys. The Boys season 2 came out on Friday, Me and my sister watched the first 2 episodes. I gotta rewatch the ending of episode 2 because I really wasn't paying too much attention. But so far so good. The only bad thing I don't like with Prime, the way they're doing is that they're doing, I think the first 3 episodes they give them to you, and then every Friday you gotta watch episodes. I guess from 4 on out.
They did the same thing with the Wu-Tang, because Wu-Tang was on Amazon, right?
No, Wu-Tang was on Hulu. So Amazon bit off the Hulu concept, which is kind of dumb, but they probably just do that, like I was telling my sister, to get more information, because Netflix, people are always going to log into Netflix. Amazon and Hulu, they need people to log in. So if you like a show like the Wu-Tang, they know on Wednesday you're going to log in to watch Wu-Tang. Yeah. And maybe you'll find another show you like. So, but yeah, I'm watching season 2. And then I've been watching, like me and Al been watching Cheers episodes when we came back from Boston. The one thing I watched because I went to Boston and I wanted to watch was Fever Pitch.
I haven't watched that movie in a while.
Yeah, I was cracking up and just cracking up watching because of Fenway. It makes me want to go back just to go to Fenway. Just to see like the way the fans are and the people reacting, and then it was cool to see more parts of Boston, like I guess that street that we were. I think it was in Charles Street, or we went to that Paramount. I guess that's where Drew Barrymore lived, in one of those townhouses. Okay. So it shows a lot more. It shows the boats. It shows in the end when they, when they came back from 3-0.
Okay.
It makes you think like they were losing to the Yankees 3-0. 9th inning, I think 2 outs, and they came back. Yeah. And then you get to see like how they celebrated in the end when it shows the clips. It shows all those ducks on the river and people standing up on them shits.
Yeah.
So it's a good, because I went to Boston, I wanted to watch it. It was just, it was good to watch. And then I started watching this one show on Showtime. I think you're gonna like it. It's similar to the cat one we watched.
The Baskins?
No, the internet cat.
Oh, okay.
It's called Love Fraud. It's on Showtime.
I've seen the commercials for that. Yeah.
This shit is crazy. It's a docu-series. It's basically I'll give a little bit, but I won't give too much away. It's basically one lady starts off, she met this guy on an internet dating site, right? And she's saying her story, and she's like, oh, he swept me off my feet. Then it cuts into another girl. Oh, when we went this, he told me he loved me in 2 months. You're like, okay. Then it goes to another girl, and then it goes into even more. So this guy...
So he's like a con artist.
But he's been married like mad times. Mad times, and you're like, this can't be true.
Yeah.
And he has like 3 different names.
Damn.
And then just the shit that he's pulling off. And like, they got a deputy, a bounty hunter after him, and he's outsmarting them.
What the fuck?
So it reminds me a little bit of the internet thing, because they have a blog.
Okay.
For this guy.
Oh.
And it doesn't happen until later on. A daughter of one of the moms, she was like, yo, there's something wrong with this guy, there's something up. And she found a blog, and then like that's how she found out the real story to him.
Damn.
And then they keep updating the blogs, each woman.
Gotcha.
So it's a good, there's only 2 episodes, but
that's it, only 2 episodes?
I guess it's every Sunday.
Oh, okay.
And but man, like me and my girl watched it, and we were like, yo, what the fuck? So we watched the 2 episodes. I can't wait for the 3rd one, but that's a good, interesting like docu-series that I'm watching. But that's been pretty much it. Other than that, I wanted to watch the movie. I never watched a cartoon. But my girl, she don't like slow movies, man.
No, but this one has action. You see a lot of fighting.
Oh,
The Sleepover on Netflix that I told you, it was recorded downtown Boston, the areas we were in.